welcome back. Ready for another deep dive.
Yeah.
Today we're talking about something pretty amazing, construction and how it's going green.
Yeah.
We're going to be looking at some cutting-edge tech that's honestly going to blow your mind.
It's pretty wild stuff.
3D printing
Yeah.
to make buildings.
Mm-hmm.
And not just like little models. We're talking about like
Full scale.
full-scale building components.
Yep.
Our sources for this deep dive are from the 3D printing industry website, an article titled "Or RNL, Innovative 3D Printed Part, Aims to Replace Steel in Sustainable Construction."
Great article.
The research is being done by Oak Ridge National Laboratory
They're leading the way.
and the University of Maine.
Yeah.
And they're working together on this SM2RAT program.
Sustainable Materials and Manufacturing Alliance for Renewable Technologies.
Catchy acronym. Okay, so let's jump right in. They've developed this 3D printed floor panel.
It's called the SM2RT and Floor Cassette Panel.
And like, how big are we talking? Is this like a tabletop, or is this like an actual...
No, it's meant to be used in multi-story buildings.
Wow.
So think like apartments, condos, that sort of thing.
Okay, that's impressive. So what's it made of? Some kind of crazy new material?
It's actually a blend of two things.
Okay.
You've got polylactic acid, or PLA,
PLA.
which is biodegradable thermoplastic,
Right.
basically made from corn residue and wood waste.
So like leftovers.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
And then they blend that with wood flour.
Okay, interesting combo.
Right.
But is it strong enough? I mean, wood flour, is it going to be all,
You'd think, right?
Yeah.
But Katie Copenhaver, a researcher at Oak Ridge,
Mm-hmm.
she was quoted saying that it's just as strong as traditional steel construction.
Really?
Yeah, and an engineer from the University of Maine, Scott Tomlinson, he was quoted saying that it's actually even stiffer than steel and concrete
Wow.
and provides a better walking experience.
So I'm not going to feel like I'm like on a trampoline or something.
No, you're not going to get that bouncy, creaky feel.
Okay, that's good to know. Because I was picturing like, old wooden floors that kind of have that give.
Right, right. No, this is solid.
Okay, so we've got strong and eco-friendly.
Check and check.
But how do they actually make these panels? Like, what's the process?
This is where the 3D printing magic comes in.
Okay, let's hear it.
They've got this large-scale 3D printer. It takes about 30 hours.
30 hours.
Yeah, to print out a panel.
Okay.
And it's all automated, which is great for labor savings.
Oh, that's interesting.
Compared to traditional methods, they're seeing about a 33% reduction in labor.
Wow, that's huge, especially with all the talk about labor shortages these days.
Absolutely, it's a big advantage.
So we've got less labor and faster production.
More efficient all around.
What else?
Oh, and get this. The printer can actually incorporate these cutouts into the panels.
Cutouts.
Yeah, for things like electrical wiring,
Us.
plumbing, and HVAC systems.
So it's like a giant prefab Lego piece?
Exactly.
That's amazing.
Copenhaver mentioned the only real human labor needed is to install soundproofing and the final floor covering.
So everything else is done by the printer?
Pretty much.
Wow. Think about the time and money that saves.
It's huge.
So far, this sounds like a total win. Are there any downsides? Like, what's the catch?
There's always room for improvement, right?
Yeah.
Like, they're still working on integrating flame retardants.
Oh, yeah, good point. You don't want a fire hazard.
Exactly. Safety first.
Right.
And sustainable insulation into the panels.
Makes sense, making them even more efficient and eco-friendly.
Right. It's all about pushing those boundaries.
Okay, so we've talked about strength and efficiency, but what about the whole sustainability angle?
Yeah.
Like, how do these panels actually make construction more environmentally friendly?
Okay, so think about traditional construction.
Okay.
It generates a ton of waste.
Yeah.
Concrete production. It's a major contributor to carbon emissions.
Right, and then there's all the transportation.
Yeah, all the materials hauling away debris.
It all adds up.
Yeah, it's a big footprint.
I've seen those construction dumpsters overflowing with like scrap wood and concrete.
Yeah, not a pretty sight.
Not at all.
So are these 3D printed panels supposed to be different?
That's the goal. These panels are fully recyclable.
What?
Yeah. When a building reaches the end of its life,
Okay.
the panels can be broken down.
Yeah, okay.
And that PLA can be reused to create new products.
Wait, so you're saying we can build a building, use it for like decades, and then when it's time to take it down,
Yep.
the materials can just be reused?
Exactly. No more mountains of construction waste ending up in landfills.
That's incredible. It's like a giant closed loop.
That's the idea, the circular economy.
Circular economy.
It's a game changer for industries like construction.
So we're moving away from that old take, make, dispose model
Exactly.
and towards something way more sustainable.
Right, we're talking about resource efficiency at its best.
Okay, so the PLA gets recycled. What about the wood flour?
Good question.
What happens to that?
So wood flour is biodegradable.
Right. But it's often mixed with other materials during recycling.
Okay.
So researchers are still looking into ways to improve that aspect.
Make it even better.
Yeah, exactly.
So even though it's still being refined,
Mm-hmm.
it seems like these panels are a huge step in the right direction.
Absolutely.
Less waste,
Yeah.
fewer carbon emissions, and a way to actually reuse materials that would normally just be thrown away.
It's a win-win.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, but what are some of the hurdles researchers are still trying to clear?
Well, aside from what we've already mentioned, like the flame retardants and insulation,
Yeah.
they're also working on scalability,
Scalability.
making the production process faster, more efficient, and cost-effective.
Right, because if it's going to be widely adopted,
Exactly.
it needs to be affordable.
Right. And they're also trying to figure out how to increase the size of the panels they can print.
So they're thinking big.
Oh, yeah. They've got ambitious goals for this technology.
What about the design aspect? Are we limited to just like basic rectangular shapes?
That's the beauty of 3D printing. We're not limited to those traditional forms and shapes anymore.
So we could get creative.
Absolutely. We can have curved walls, intricate facades, custom features, all sorts of things that would be way too difficult and expensive with traditional methods.
So we're not just talking about sustainable buildings, but also buildings that are like architecturally stunning.
Yeah, pushing the boundaries of design.
This is making me really excited about the future of architecture.
It is exciting, but it's important to remember that with any new technology,
Yeah.
there are potential downsides.
Right. We have to think about the ripple effects.
Like how will this impact jobs in the construction industry?
That's a big one.
As automation increases, some traditional roles might become obsolete.
So we need to make sure people aren't left behind.
Yeah, we need to focus on retraining and upskilling so everyone can benefit from this new technology.
Okay, what else should we be thinking about?
Well, another concern is the sourcing of sustainable materials.
Oh, right.
As demand for things like bio-based plastics increases, we need to make sure those resources are being harvested and managed responsibly.
We don't want to solve one environmental problem by
Yep.
creating another one.
Exactly. It's all about finding that balance.
So it's like we need a whole systems approach to sustainability,
Absolutely.
thinking about the entire life cycle of these materials.
From sourcing to production to end of life.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
The amazing potential of this technology, but also some of the challenges and things to watch out for.
It's a complex issue.
It feels like we're on the verge of something truly revolutionary.
It really does.
Like imagine the possibilities beyond just buildings.
Yeah.
What about disaster relief?
Oh, that's a great example. Imagine being able to quickly 3D print shelters and temporary housing.
For people displaced by natural disasters.
Exactly. Or conflict zones. It could completely change the way we respond to humanitarian crises.
Wow, that would be incredible.
Yeah, it would be a game changer for sure.
And then think about remote areas
Right.
or developing countries where it's really
Yeah.
difficult to get like traditional building material.
And the skilled labor.
Yeah, 3D printing could give them the ability to build their own homes and infrastructure.
Using local materials.
It's like democratizing construction.
Exactly. Putting the power in the hands of the people.
That's pretty amazing.
Okay.
So this is getting kind of futuristic now.
It is pretty mind-blowing when you think about it.
Sustainable cities, disaster relief shelters printed on demand, and like you said, communities building their own homes.
It's a whole new world of possibilities.
But like with any powerful tool,
Mm-hmm.
it really comes down to how we use it, right?
Absolutely. We need to be thoughtful about it.
We have to address the challenges.
Yeah.
Make sure this tech benefits everyone,
It's not just about the technology itself.
right? It's about the people.
It's about using it to create a better future for everyone.
So what's the big takeaway for our listeners today?
I think the key takeaway here is that we're at a pivotal moment.
Yeah.
This technology has the potential to reshape not just how we build,
But how we live.
exactly, and how we interact with our world. It offers a glimpse into a future where buildings are not only sustainable, but also adaptable, resilient, and even beautiful.
And that's a future we can help create
Absolutely.
by being aware of the possibility.
There are potential pitfalls.
Right. We can all play a part in shaping this new world.
It's up to all of us.
So to our listener out there, what other industries do you think could benefit from innovations like this?
What role do you see yourself playing in this exciting future that's being built one layer at a time?
Keep exploring, stay curious, and remember, the future is ours to create.